Hi, I'm Andrea Anthony, and you're watching Eat, Drink, and Bake with Andrea. I have a great chicken recipe for you today. It's my coconut Thai curry chicken, and it is absolutely to die for. Now, the thing about this recipe, there's a lot of ingredients. I would get everything laid out for this recipe so you don't forget anything, and we'll go through them one by one. There are a lot of ingredients in this dish. Of course, we have our chicken, and these are cutlets, and they're cubed, and they're pretty thinly sliced. So we have our chicken, we have Vidalia onions, we have Yukon Gold potatoes, which are nicely cut into cubes. We have our red bell pepper, and we have our coconut milk, which is a big part of the dish. Now, just a word about the coconut milk. You want a full-fat coconut milk, not the low-fat. In the full-fat cans, you're going to find that it separates. So best off to put it in a food processor or a blender and just make sure that it's nicely combined. We have coconut butter. We have our garlic and ginger. We have some lime juice, a little bit of brown sugar for a little bit of sweetness in this dish. We have coriander, a little bit of fish sauce, which adds a nice bite to this dish, red curry paste. We have our curry powder, cilantro, and we're going to finish off our dish with some cashews on top. It's just a wonderful dish with all levels of flavor and texture. It's to die for. So let's get started. Let's get our coconut butter melted. So we want a nice big skillet. And we're going to get that melting, and we can put our Vidalias right in there. These need to cook for a few minutes. Not too brown, but we want them to be slightly golden. And we'll mix as we go. And that's what we're looking for, a nice golden cooked onion. So we'll be back soon to check on those. We're looking good now, so let's put in our freshly chopped ginger and our garlic. Keeping an eye on the flame, we're going to lower that a bit. Now, you want these flavors to infuse a bit. We're not going to cook it too long, maybe about a minute or so. So let's let these flavors combine, and then we'll be back to our pan. Now it's time for the spice. So we have our curry, our coriander, and our red curry paste. Let's get that in there. Now we just want to brown this a bit. And that's going to cook for about another minute, and then we'll go on to the rest of our recipe. We're looking good here, so let's add just a little bit more coconut butter. Okay, and we're going to mix that up a bit. Now let's get our potatoes in here. Okay. We're going to cook these for a few minutes, and then we're going to go on to the red pepper. There's a lot of stages in this recipe, so you sort of have to stick with it, and we add the different levels one by one. We'll be back. Next step, red peppers. Let's get those bell peppers in there. And we're going to toss that around a bit. And we'll give that some more time, and we'll be back. We're ready for our chicken now. So we're just going to slide that right in, top of those vegetables. Now, just to point out, we've touched some raw chicken. That's the last time we're using this spatula. So put that off to the side. This is where we have to be careful with utensils. Always being conscious of what touches our raw chicken. So let's get that tossed together. Now, this is why I like the thin cut chicken. The bigger cubes take a lot longer to cook. There's a lot of chicken in here, so at this point, we really want to toss them around, and this is kind of what we're looking for. So this part of the dish takes a little bit of patience. Okay, so let's get this flattened out into the pan. And now, again in stages, we'll give this a little time for the chicken to cook, and then we'll come back to it using a different spoon, and we're going to toss it around again, and we'll wait till the chicken is pretty much looking like this white coating over here. Won't be completely done on the inside, but this is what we're looking for before we add our coconut milk. So let's give it a little time, and we'll come back and toss it around. Let's toss this around a bit. Okay, that is cooking nicely. All right. See, this is what we're looking for. The fragrances of those spices are just unbelievable. Really, really fragrant, fills the kitchen up with just some unbelievable fragrances for your senses. Okay. Okay, we're looking good here. So you see the point we're at now? Now it's time for the coconut milk and the rest of our spice. So let's get that in. I think I'm going to lower our flame a little bit. See how nicely blended this is? If you don't put it in the blender, it's not going to look this way. So this is really important part of the dish. It should look nice and creamy. Okay, here's our lime juice. Okay, make a little spot for yourself over here, and you just put the brown sugar in, a little bit of our fish sauce. Okay, right in the middle. Now we'll lower the flame a little more, and we're going to toss everything together. Beautiful. Okay, and now salt and pepper. Now, at this part of the dish, it's all about the potatoes continuing to cook and become tender and finishing off the rest of that chicken. So once we are nicely stirred and everything's combined, you're going to make sure you're on a low flame, and you're just going to let it simmer. We'll be back soon. We are looking good. What you want to look for is that the chicken is cooked through and that the potatoes are tender, and I think we are at that point right now. So we're going to move over to the island and finish off the dish with some cilantro and our cashews. So we have our dish here all plated up, and we're going to finish it off with some fresh cilantro. This really makes the dish. Now, if you don't like cilantro, and some people are funny about it, you can substitute out with basil, fresh basil. Okay, but you need that extra flavor component of either the cilantro or the basil. Also adds a nice color to the dish. Just toss that in at the end. And our raw cashews. And there you have it. We have our coconut chicken curry. You've been watching Eat, Drink, and Bake with Andrea. And remember, it's all about great ingredients, step-by-step recipes, and enjoying our time with friends and family. Be sure to visit my website, www.eatdrinkandbake.com. Until next time.